I, 26-year-old female, and my fiancé, 26-year-old male, are at the home stretch. Our wedding is November 19th. Originally it was supposed to be back in March, but due to our cat getting extremely sick, we used all of our wedding fund to pay for his expenses, and also because my mother and her side of the family begged us to keep our wedding local. We were supposed to get married in Florida in a DIY style because we already lived paycheck to paycheck, and this was a cheaper option for both of us because weddings in NY are extremely expensive for all-inclusive packages. The travelling was a problem for people, as my mother put it, so we changed it up and decided to do a smaller wedding at home. Now that our invites are coming back, I'm realising that my mother, who had offered to take care of them for me because I knew she had a lot of the addresses already written down from the engagement party she threw for me, had invited my sister, which is fine, but I have my nephews that would have to come with her. I also haven't spoken to this sister in 3 years because of her toxic fiancé. I didn't ask her to be a bridesmaid either because, like I said, I haven't spoken to her in 3 years, and she was invited to my engagement party, told my mother she would be there, only for her fiancé to switch it up and say they weren't going. I love my nephews, but I do not want children there when I get married. I understand why my mother would want them there. She never gets to see them because my brother-in-law likes to make up reasons to not drive down or let her go up there to see her grandbabies. She just wants all her kids and grandkids together in one place. She just wants it to be a big, beautiful celebration, which she does deserve. Though yesterday my mother blew up on me because I had to remind her that no, there will be no children at my wedding. She offered to pay for them, and I had to have my fiancé put his foot down because I was so ready to give in. She belittled him, told him it wasn't her fault that his side of the family was so small and that mine is full of children. I have more nieces and nephews, but my brothers are flying in from Florida and said they could just come up themselves, and that he was being disrespectful for telling her that she was being inconsiderate of him and myself and our wishes. She pretty much told me to have a good life and that she won't be coming to my wedding because I don't want my nephews there. Now I'm scared because I know my younger sister will get involved and possibly leave as well for the same reason. My father and stepmother have been the only reasonable people in my life and told me I did the right thing by sticking by what I want. But it's hard because it's my mother and I love her. Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. She may want all of her children and grandchildren together, but your wedding is not that place, nor is it her call to make. If she's that desperate for it, then she can arrange a big family get-together on her own dime. Your mother is showing you who she is by her actions. Is your sister's fiancé toxic, or did he get a mouthful of abuse from your mother like yours just has and decide, fuck this shoot? If anyone spoke to my partner or child like your mother spoke to your fiancé, then they would be uninvited anyway, so her threatening not to come would be a moot point. She is attempting to exert control over you, your fiancé, and your life. Question is, are you going to let her? And where is your fiancé's breaking point, or yours for that matter? Comment 2. Not the idiot. The next time your mother brings this up, and she will, straight out tell her, Mum, we have discussed this already. I said no children. What part of that do you not understand? Let me be clear for the very last time. No children. People with children will be turned away. And if you bring this up one more time, I will uninvite you and make sure that if you turn up, you will be turned away in front of the family. And it will loudly be explained that you are being turned away because you were uninvited, because you can't understand the word no. We are not having this discussion again. Tell me you understand and comprehend everything I just said. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I'm so sorry you have this added stress right before your wedding. It's your and your fiancé's choice to have a child-free wedding. It's not up to your mum. Your mum has drawn the line in the sand. It is up to you to decide what you want more. A child-free wedding or your mother, younger sister to attend. I'm petty and hate when people try to force my hand, so I would stick to the child-free wedding. But ultimately, it's up to you what you prefer. You have your dad and stepmum in your corner. Will that be enough? I wish you luck and congratulations on your upcoming wedding. Now, for the next story. Okay, so my wife, 24-year-old, and her parents drive down to Atlanta from where we live in Boston every year during October fall break to spend a week down there since the rest of her family lives there. This year she informed me about the trip and I assumed it would be just her going, since I've never been invited previously and I get very car sick. My car sickness is bad enough that I can't sit in a car for more than 20 minutes without getting seriously nauseous and throwing up. And I don't even own my own car since I can't drive it anywhere more than 10 miles away. However, I was told that her parents wanted me to tag along with them, since I was now part of the family and should partake in family traditions. I brought it up to my wife that she knows I can't sit through any long car rides, so I couldn't join them on the drive, but I'd be happy to book a flight and meet them at the destination. She told me that wouldn't work since they were making multiple pit stops during the drive and spending evenings doing activities that she wanted me to join them for, so I offered to ride my motorcycle along with them, and that way I'd have my own transportation when we got there. This seemed to be enough of a compromise for her, and she let her parents know. So she let her parents know, and they called me up and seemed pretty annoyed, and they told me now that I'm part of their family. I should be making personal sacrifices to be part of their traditions. After a bit of back and forth, I told them if they couldn't respect my needs, then I would be perfectly okay with dropping out of the trip, which was enough to get them to stop trying to convince me to sit in the car with them. After the call, my wife was pretty mad at me for being rude to her parents and not trying to convince them more before giving them an ultimatum. Comment 1. Not the idiot. The car sickness should be more than enough. Her parents wanted me to tag along with them since I was now part of the family and should partake in family traditions. That's not really an invitation. What other expectations could be next? They called me up and seemed pretty annoyed, and they told me now that I'm part of their family, I should be making personal sacrifices to be part of their traditions. Are you sure that it's not a cult? Comment 2. Not the idiot. Your wife is, though. An extended road trip would be miserable for you and for them. You don't want to be queasy and sick the whole time, and no one wants someone getting sick in their car. Someone's health should not be sacrificed in order to maintain tradition. I would tell your wife that the fact her parents tried to browbeat you into it, and she's defending it, is not acceptable. Comment 3. Not the idiot. And really, what is wrong with your wife? Trying to convince them more. What part of you get car sick and vomit after 10, 20 minutes in a car every single time? Does she and her parents not understand? If they were my parents, I'd be asking them, do you want him to demonstrate? Ridiculous. Now for the next story, my 26-year-old male sister-in-law, 31-year-old female, has been going out with a friend of mine for a couple of months. They met on Tinder and they hit it off pretty well. The thing is, while going out with this friend, I'm going to call him L, she started seeing another friend of mine, I'll call him M, and they also started going out. The thing is, LM and I have been friends for 15 years. We are basically brothers and talk to each other every day. I didn't know she was seeing M at the time. To make small talk, I asked L about her in our group chat, if things were good and etc. And long story short, L found out about M, they both got angry at her and decided to block her everywhere. Elle got pissed to the point of taking a screenshot of the group chat and sending it to her before blocking her, to show her that he knew she was cheating. When she saw me asking about her in the group chat, she confronted me, asking why was I snooping around her business. I said I was only making small talk with a friend. She called me a jerk and told her mother she doesn't want me visiting. I asked both L and M if either of them were exclusive with her, and they showed me the texts. She basically told both of them they were exclusive and that she wanted a serious relationship and a father to her son. She's a single mum and I'm the godfather of the child. I confronted her about that. We had an argument and she basically forbid me from seeing my godson. She called me a jerk for snooping around and that I should have taken care of my own business. Which I actually saw a bit of logic in her thinking, but it wasn't on purpose, and I'm actually glad I did it because I helped my friends from being fooled by her. But, am I the idiot? English is not my first language. I apologise for any atrocities I wrote. Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Your sister-in-law is a walking trench coat stuffed full of red flags, wearing a wig and makeup to try to lure in a step-parent for her kid. Wow, not the idiot. I'd honestly take the fact that she doesn't want contact with you as a blessing, to be honest. When she is not only willing to two-time complete strangers, but is in fact enthusiastic and open, meaning she boldly lied to with both of them that they are exclusive in an attempt to find a father for her kid, who knows what she is capable of trying to manipulate you, who already has a relationship with her kid to do for her. Edited. I didn't read closely enough to realise this was your sister-in-law. That makes this worse. Wow. Comment 2. Not the idiot. It was an accident. I don't know if she knew the two guys were acquainted with each other or not, but if she was aware, then that's her own damn fault. Though if you're going to cheat, you have whatever coming to you regardless. It was bound to come to light eventually anyway. Imagine her choosing one of the guys and they move in together, and he invites you and the other one over to hang out. Boy, that would have been awkward. Comment 3. Not the idiot. You didn't know she was dating both of them, so hardly your fault. She's just angry she got caught out. How did she think it was going to end if these two guys are friends? She is a total jerk for using her child as a weapon against you, though. Absolutely no call for that whatsoever. Now for the next story. My mum never wanted kids but had me reluctantly. I was raised by my grandparents for most of my life, so I'm not very close to my mum, but now that I'm in my 20s, she doesn't mind being around me. She married Dave 2 years ago and Dave has a 7-year-old Alex. I was very concerned when mum told me she was getting married to a guy with a kid, but she said that Alex is with his mum 90% of the time, and they've agreed on her having zero responsibilities for the kid. Whatever, it's their relationship. But my mum called me saying that Alex's mum is sick, and so they have to take Alex for longer than usual, and she's exhausted. I sympathised with her, but she calls me every single day just to complain about Alex or her husband. She stopped helping out with Alex after he had a tantrum. Okay, fine, but Dave has to be at work by 8 a.m. Alex starts school at 9 a.m. So Alex has to wake up extra early and hang out with his dad at his job. Then Dave has to quickly drive him over to school. Then Dave finishes work at 5, but Alex finishes school at 3, so Dave has to pick him up during work, and Alex has to stay with him until 5. Dave and his ex-wife cannot afford help, and Dave tried asking the school for other options, but they aren't getting back to him. Not only is this stressing Dave out, but Alex seems miserable. He's so tired by the time they get home that he'll fall asleep instantly. Mum thinks he's being rude because every time she tries to get him to eat dinner, he cries about being sleepy or wanting his mum. So she stopped making him dinner. And when Dave got mad at her, she stopped making him dinner too. Dave knows how to cook for himself, but he works during the weekends, so while he does make Alex pre-packed meals, sometimes they aren't enough. Alex knows how to make basic stuff like sandwiches, but he's so upset about his mum that he won't eat unless someone gives him food. This is all stuff my mum has told me. I've never met Alex. I was neutral till my mum told me that last bit. I get that she doesn't want to take care of a kid, but Alex's mum is apparently so ill that her son can't be around her for at least a month. The poor kid must be so scared. I told my mum this the last time she called, and she immediately cut me off and said, 1, it isn't any of my business. 2, the kid isn't being neglected, his dad's taking care of him. 3, she isn't his mum. 4, she tried to help, but she can't do it. I told her that she could try harder, but she got really upset and told me that she made a mistake confiding in me and that I'm just as awful as my dad for pressuring her to take care of a child she never asked for. That really hurt. I guess I was being too pushy. I just feel really bad for Alex. Am I the idiot? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. It's pretty clear she had barely any time with UOP if she's this unfamiliar with what 7-year-olds are like. Like, fine, it's a crappy situation, she has to do things she didn't agree to. Whatever. That doesn't give her the right to just not make a very overstimulated, stressed-out 7-year-old dinner, and then expect sympathy for it. Is she taking parenting advice from the Brothers Grimm? But she clearly just called you to vent and didn't want to hear any narrative that didn't place her as the victim. Honestly, if I was the mother, I'd want someone to tell me what's happening so I can figure out if there's some other arrangement that would be better for the kids' physical and mental health. Not the idiot. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Your mom sounds selfish. It's only 1 month, and she can't help out a little more and try to be more understanding of Alex's situation. And Dave's, for that matter. When she got into a relationship with Dave knowing he has a young child, she should have anticipated at least helping out minimally. It's not like she has to fully raise a toddler with him. That poor kid is going to resent her if he doesn't already, and probably Dave too for allowing this to happen to Alex. I hope he gets to go back to his mum soon. That's just so unfortunate, and I'm sorry you had to deal with her raising you too. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Your mum, however, is a huge one. She never wanted kids. Great. Then she should have been more careful about birth control. She still doesn't want kids. Great. Then why on earth did she marry someone with a 5-year-old, now 7? Your mum only cares about herself. Getting her to change isn't going to happen if the last 20+ years are any indication. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.